So, Dom, want to go into this tavern, but I want to make sure I've got all my weapons drawn, everything out, fully armoured up, fully armed, everything ready.
Okay. You can do that. It's a bit of a strange sight for the locals. They're seeing this very well-armed man bursting into their tavern. But you do so. You walk into the tavern, sword in hand, and you approach the bar and you order a drink. The bartender says, "Sure, I can get you a drink, but why you got so many weapons out?"
Because of mimics.
And as you say this, the bartender chuckles to himself. He laughs. Your companions laugh.
Yeah.
The table laughs. Roll initiative.
Previously on Tales from the 20 side.
A half-elf champion called Alwyn Templeton.
A strong-blooded dwarf called Otto.
Augusto Ramirez. He is a retired civil servant and he's also a hedge.
And we start in the Dragon's Fangs Tavern.
Natural one! This is fun.
Now, all the things I can think of to do would seem rather an overreaction.
I, Bale and the Beardless, seek party members to venture with me into the Starsong Tower and find out what has happened to our guard.
This sounds really dangerous.
We will take your quest.
In the water, coming out from the tower, there seems to be this strange black ichor. As you progress down this tunnel, you start to hear...
A squeaky door is laughing at us.
Yes. Dirty grey fur, long tail, quite sharp-looking teeth at the front. The thing that catches your eye the most is that where the eyes should be, there is just a faint, glowing violet light. I would like you all to roll initiative, please. Hello, adventurers. Welcome back to Tales from the 20 side. Glad one of you is excited.
Audio equivalent of being left hanging.
Welcome back to Tales from the 20 side, Pathfinder 2 Let's Play podcast. My name is Dom, I am your GM, and I'm joined once again by our cast, Stu Jackson, Neil Kelly, and our special guest, Dan Thompson.
Yay! Good fun.
So, picking up from where we left off last time, obviously Alwyn's in the front right here.
Yeah.
How is he feeling at the moment?
A little hungover. Not very responsive. He rolled terrible on his initiative. So yeah, probably been a bit shocked. Probably just taken aback.
There we go.
I think, and probably wondering what the hell's going on. Can I ask a quick mechanical question before we actually get into this? Two things I want to ask about because this might be very pertinent. Experience points, first of all.
Yes, so the way I'm working this campaign, I'm going by story-based levelling. It means when you hit appropriate milestones in the story, when I deem it appropriate, you will level up. Mostly because it's much less of a headache for me to do it that way.
Yeah, right.
Definitely.
And the other thing I wanted to ask about is, because this might come really pertinent very quickly, hero points.
Yes, so in Pathfinder 2 there is a new mechanic called hero points, which allow your character basically a chance to change their fate, as it were. Your character starts the game with 1 hero point, and the Game Master or GM can award hero points for things they deem worthy of hero points, such as cool role-playing, interesting decisions, fun plans that don't quite work out, maybe, and other reasons as well. The way we're going to be doing it in this campaign, at the start of each game, you guys will get 1 hero point, and I will award others for cool stuff. So do some cool stuff, people. Get
And then
that.
how does that work mechanically within the game then? So you say about changing our fate.
In terms of the hero points themselves, the way they work is when you roll a d20, if you're not happy with that roll, be it an attack roll, a saving throw, an ability check, anything like that, you can spend 1 hero point to re-roll that d20. The other way you can use hero points is if you've been in a fight and you've been knocked down and you're about to die, you can use all your remaining hero points to spring back to your feet and snatch yourself from the jaws of death.
Brilliant. And am I right in thinking that as well as being able to re-roll any rolls we've made, we can also use it to force you to re-roll as well?
That's not in the rulebook, Stu.
Is it not?
No.
You must have been listening to some crazy podcast.
You know what? So all,
Danger Club
all my
podcast
knowledge
original.
of the Pathfinder rules comes from the Danger Club podcast.
Oh no, yeah. Get on the Danger Club podcast Discord if you want to hear our listeners correcting us on how hero points work.
Yay, right. Well, that's good to know.
No, this is the kind of, it's because I don't like the saving you from dying ones. I find that, I'm like, but let's give them something else. But then I did wait
to die.
Yeah, I like some jeopardy. I mean, I waited 80 plus episodes to give any of our players any hero points. So
So count yourself lucky.
very
is
kind.
what
Yeah.
you
Oh
say.
yeah.
Fab.
Anyway, so there is one last question we have before we get going. What did Otto do with all the gift wrap that he took off the crossbow?
I threw it in the water.
Like the ocean-destroying maniac that
Yes, yes.
Eco-terrorism.
Yes. I was in a hurry.
Anyway, bringing us back into this encounter here. The first thing to happen, Alwyn, is you see that these creatures, and you can see now that they are creatures. One of them comes lunging straight for your face. He wants to have a little nommy nom on your half elf nose, as it were. So he's rolled an 18.
And that's exactly what he needed to hit me.
His bonuses.
Oh
God.
Oh,
Be a crit.
if there's 10 bonuses, then
It's only got a +7 on its second attack.
oh, that's,
you're lucky.
that's 3 points away from a crit there.
So it's 25 on the armor class there.
Yeah, that's definitely a hit.
Hits.
18 AC, so.
Okay, so you take 2 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay. So for the Constitution saving throw.
Fortitude, sorry.
Sorry.
I've been playing a lot of 5e the last couple of weeks.
Okay. So Fortitude saving throw. This is where I look at my Fortitude score, roll a d20 and add it. Is that right?
That's correct. If you want to break it down fully, you roll a d20, you add your Constitution modifier, and you add your proficiency bonus.
Well, I've rolled 4, so but I have a Fortitude of 8, so that's 12.
Okay, continue.
Okay.
It's that same, and you can see now that this is quite a big rat, is what it is. Some might say a giant rat.
You dirty rat.
It's going to take another bite at you. So in Pathfinder 2, we have what's known as the multiple attack penalty, which is where essentially it's the law of diminishing returns. The more times you try to attack something within your turn, the less accurate you end up being. So normally, on your second attack on the turn, you take a -5 penalty on that attack. In this particular case, this attack is agile, which means that penalty is reduced to -4. So it's going to take another bite each. And this time you see it coming and you just manage to ward it off with a piece of your armour. Gets nowhere near you. And for his third action, he doesn't know that, so he's going to take another bite. This time would normally be with a -10 because it's agile. It's -8. Does 10 hit your armor class?
10? No.
Does not.
No.
Again, second time, you see it lunging in for a third time and you just palm it off to one side. Okay, so from behind the party, you hear a yelp from Balin as one of these beasties sinks its fangs into him.
That's why he's at the back.
Why did we not send it at the front?
Another bite. Ooh, natural 20 on the second hit.
Hey!
By the way, yeah, there's a flurry of activity from behind you. You hear teeth sinking into flesh a couple of times. Balin has been bitten a couple of times there.
And now he's dead.
Okay, and third one of these species slips past Balin and comes directly for you. Also.
Oh shit!
Right.
It's going to take a little bite at you.
Sorcerers are famously, hardly.
That's a 20 to hit.
What do I check?
Your armor class.
I'll pass 14.
Okay, so you take 2 points of piercing damage.
So if you write 15 in that box there,
Okay.
because it's your 17 minus 2.
Okay.
And I would also like you to make a Constitution saving throw, a Fortitude saving throw for me, please.
I will throw a...
D20 and then add that one right there.
Okay. 15.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so that's the end of the rat's turn. We are around to Arbusto.
Damn, these rats are quick. All right, so I've got one next to me then, if it's attacking.
Yeah, if you guys are quite bunched up close,
Yeah.
then it'll be next to you.
Cool. Okay. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is an interact action, and I'm going to grab the gift wrap that was thrown into the water. I'm going to snatch it up out of the water before this litter can fly away into our oceans. And I'm just going to give a sidelong glare at Alto.
Well, I kind of asked for that.
And just kind of nod at the rat as if to say, karma. Then I'm going to flash my rapier at the rat, and I'm going to attempt a feint at it.
Okay.
So I will make a deception check against the rat to try, I think it's against its will DC,
Okay.
to see if I can feint against it. So that is, it's not a great roll, that's a 15.
Well, it's just enough. You gather that these beasts aren't that intelligent.
Nice.
So with a quick flick of your hand, you manage to send it a long way, and then plunge in for what I assume will be your next
Nice.
attack.
Yes, so it is now flat-footed against my next attack, and I'm going to bring out the die from Bad Moon Cafe, one that has killed players on the Danger Club podcast. I give all Bad Moon a go. Never rolls under double digits. That's a 3. For it's an 8.
Yeah, you've managed to sell your fate so well.
I believed it.
You're a bit off balance yourself. You just step just a bit to the wrong side. You miss with that stack.
Fair. That is my 3 actions.
Okay, we
Cleared
are.
up some litter and confused a rat.
I know a certain person that will be quite pleased to hear that.
Okay, that brings us round to Otto. What would you like to do on your turn?
I think I'll set him on fire. I can do I'm definitely provoked here. I've got
There's
some...
an eco-terrorist and an arsonist.
Yeah.
I love that you could just say things like this. Is why this is my favourite game. You could just come out with something like that.
Well, the bastard bit me. I'm going to set him on fire. So I will produce flame.
Okay, so produce flame is a cantrip that costs 2 actions to cast, I believe.
Okay.
I'm just going to check it.
Which will also provide some light. We can better see what we're getting on with.
Be good.
So I believe the 3 of you actually have dark vision.
I've got low light, not
Low light.
dark. Fungus less easily.
So will I just dazzle you by lighting a fire?
No, that'll let me. I mean, I'm probably nervous. I'm made of foliage, but.
So, well, you shouldn't have glared at too much.
Yep, so 2 actions to cast a spell. A small ball of flame appears in the palm of your hand and you lash out with it, either in melee or at range. Would you like to burn a rat that's just bit you, or do you want to throw it at something else?
I'll burn the rat that just bit me.
Lovely.
Get my priorities right.
If I can get you to give me a spell attack roll, please. So roll a d20 and add your spell attack bonus.
Which you haven't worked out yet.
Which haven't worked out.
So provision. What's which? Is it wisdom, charisma? Isn't it?
Yes. So
the key?
Otto is a sorcerer, so his key is charisma.
So charisma bonus is +3. So that goes in there. Proficiency, you're trained, so that's another 3. So 6 is your spell attack bonus.
Right.
Oh, it's good.
25.
That is a critical hit.
Yes!
So the way what a critical hit is a particularly vicious strike on an enemy or a player character, as the case may be. A critical hit deals double damage. It's one of the few ways to get double damage from a spell is with a critical on that. Your damage for that spell is 1d4, which is the little pyramid one.
Okay.
If you roll one of those.
Full number at the top.
Max damage.
4. So 4 plus your charisma modifier.
Which is 3.
Which is 3.
7. So
7.
you've dealt 14 points of damage to that one.
Wow.
One strike.
Bet you're glad you brought me with me.
Don't know, because if there's splash damage.
Yeah, that rat is immolated. There is nothing left of it. It just bursts into flame. You start to get the impression that maybe this ichor in the water is slightly flammable because this rat is gone. There's nothing left there. As you reach out and you just torch it.
Right.
As a point of note, that would have allowed you to draw a critical hit card from the critical hit deck, but there's no point because it is dead.
It's gone.
Right.
Very, very dead. That is one rat down. You have one action remaining. What would you like to do?
Can I shoot a crossbow bolt at the one that attacked? The one that attacked you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you can. I'll allow you to do that. So you wheel around with your crossbow, and you take a shot at the rat at the front of the party. Roll a d20.
2.
Ooh. Yeah, not much. Plus your dexterity modifier.
Dexterity modifier.
1. So
3.
Yeah, you wheel round, a bit giddy from the fireworks display you've just done, and you shoot the crossbow bolt off into the void.
So now I'm down to 19 bolts, I guess.
Yes.
Out of interest, are you trained in?
Yes, he would be because he is trained in simple weapons.
Right, that would be another 3.
Still
Just
is.
for record. Yeah. Just for
But it's still-
info.
Does stop it being a critical miss.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yes, next to me, that would have been bad.
There we go. Okay, so that's the end of Otto's turn. We are round to Alwyn.
Oh, finally, yes. Okay, going to be very obvious. I'm going to stick the one in front of me with the rapier.
Okay, roll your attack.
11.
Okay, 11. You kind of go towards it, but it dodges to one side and clamps the rapier in its teeth. No damage.
Okay, I'm going to change d20s because that one's pissing me off now. I'm going to make a second attack. So this is
Okay, again with the rapier.
again with the rapier.
So the rapier is an agile weapon, so your multiple attack penalty is -4.
Minus. Okay. Oh dear, that's 7 now.
Yeah, again, you can't quite find your way to hit this thing.
And there's a lot of dice going into dice jail at the moment. Yeah, last one. There's not much else I can do. I'll go for a third attack. So this is -8.
It is.
Oh no, 6.
Yeah,
That was awful.
you're just kind of poking at it blindly. The hangover has just kicked in. Olwen's head is splitting.
So bugger gone.
That's the end of his turn. We are round to Balin. So from behind you, you see him wheel around with this massive staff that you'd seen him carrying beforehand. goes into a flurry of hits against this rat. Gets a good hit on it, but then the rest just kind of clank off the walls. The rat he's fighting does look quite hurt though. He's lost a few of his teeth. Solid whack from the staff. That's the end of his turn. We are back around to them. So, once again, the one that's in front of you, Alwyn, it's going to dart past you.
Oh.
And it's going to make a bite for...
Come on. I was the nimble dodge.
So, you shouldn't need it. It's an 11 to hit.
An 11? Alright. I'm alright. I've declared it though, so there you
Okay.
go. That's it used.
Okay, so nimble dodge is a rogue ability that increases your AC by 2.
That's right.
Against the attack.
Yeah, but you have to declare it when the attack is made rather than waiting until you can't wait until you find out what the dice roll is.
I've been doing that wrong.
I believe so. I might be wrong, but I think I will double check that while we're finding out how the others go. But yes. Okay.
And we have it on good authority because the way the data got placed, the rules are always correct, as we've discovered.
Yeah, let's go with that.
It's going for a bite. Can you? No. Third bite. Also no. That's awful. I rolled 2 3s and a 2.
Yes.
It's the Alwyn of the rat world.
So the one in the middle is dead. The one at the back is going to slip past Balin and is going to go for you again, Otto.
Okay.
10 doesn't hit your armor class, does it?
What's my other class? 14.
Yeah, no. So second attack. That's better. 20. Does that hit you?
Yeah, my armor class is 14. So.
Okay. So you take another 2 points of piercing damage. And I need another constant.
Where do I take damage?
Save.
Your hit points.
Oh, yeah.
It's 13 now. And make your fortitude save.
My fortitude save.
So roll your d20 and your fortitude bonus.
Fortitude bonus. Sorry. Okay. 14.
Ooh. That's just what you need. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
There we go. So that's the end of their turn. We're round to Augusto.
Okay. Right. Let's go for this. Let's go for the feint this time.
Okay.
Try and make some use of it.
Roll your d20.
So that's better. That's a 20. That's a 20 on the 20 on the deception.
Yeah. Again, sort of going back the other way this time. You feint this rat. It almost dives into the wall as you do so.
If it's ever a critical success, then it becomes flat-footed to everyone.
Okay.
So it's worth knowing. So he's flat-footed for the rest of the turn, but just to me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead then and rapier attack. It's another 3.
Guys.
Go for it. Oops. I'll go for it with the dagger in that case. In my other hand. Oh no, I don't. I've got the. I have wrapping paper in my other hand, so I'll stick with the rapier.
You were in the water.
I give in. I've made my go. Environmentalism is hard, so that means I got the -5 on this, so cancels out my bonus, and that's a 4. So.
Have we cursed the bad moon dice?
Bad moon is gone. Oh. The Danger Club will live forever now. Taking away my greatest weapon. So there you go. He remains confused, but I'm not.
Okay. We are round to Otto. Your turn.
So where this one has dived past me, is he still sort of next to me?
Yeah.
Just behind me
Yeah,
now?
it's kind of squeezed past you so we can get to Augusto.
Right, so I'll obviously turn and am I flanking it? Or can I take a move
you
to
can.
get myself flanking it?
So, the tunnel itself is only about 5 feet wide, so yeah, you can take a move toward the direction you were going to gain flanking on it.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that. Now, flanking, if I'm right, means I gain +2?
-2 to their AC.
Oh, -2 to their AC, yeah, okay.
Also means that they are flat-footed for the purposes of anyone who relies on sneak attack, such as our salad-bearing rogue.
So, first attack. Oh, it's a natural one. Oh no. Now, I need to roll to confirm this, don't I?
You do. So we are using the Critical Fumble deck, Paizo official product. However, I feel that some of them are a little bit too harsh, especially for a first level party. So we're implementing a confirmation roll for the Critical Fumble. Stu, if you could roll D6 for me, please.
Oh, D6.
If it's an odd number, you're drawing a Critical Fumble.
Nice. Oh, it's a 6.
Oh, he's lucky.
Hey. Okay, and I've got 1 attack left, so I will try again. 8. Is reduced AC and flat-footed? No,
Yeah,
still not.
you get the sense that normally these things have an AC of about 15. They're quite quick.
Just noticed the skulls in this class.
Yes.
Yeah, we need to mention that Stu got us these lovely D6s with skulls in them.
Yeah.
As a gift for this. They're very
They're
fun.
not real skulls, just to be. For the people who can't actually see them, that just sounds like
I say if they were, they're either very tiny skulls or very big dice.
Massacred the borrowers.
I will never get to roll one of these because I need to hit first.
So is that the end of your turn?
yeah, because I moved and then 2 attacks.
Did you make 2 attacks or just 1? No, it was 2. You're right.
No, the first one was nearly a critical
It
fumble.
was, you're right. Okay, so that's the end of Alwyn's turn. We're back around to Balin. He comes striding up, sort of covering over a bit of blood from the wound on him. Goes for a whack on the rat between the two of you. And natural 19 is clunk it on the head and bury its brains into the dirt. That rat is done.
Nice.
Right.
Uh,
Did I miss my go?
no, you had to go. No? Yeah.
Did we?
Did? Oh, hang on.
You're right, we did miss you. We'll take that now also.
Okay. There's one more rat left, isn't there? I'm going to set the bastard on fire. So, shall I roll a
Yeah.
D20?
So 2 actions to produce flame.
Okay. And it's 18 plus.
Yeah, that's going to hit.
6, isn't it? 24? It's on your spell attack. Yeah.
6, so
24.
Or 1 off a critical hit.
Isn't it
Yeah.
flat-footed?
No, because it's being
Oh,
flanked by...
it's the other one that was flat-footed.
Yeah.
Right.
And
okay.
it's only being flanked by the 2 of you. It's not flat-footed to everyone, I don't believe.
No,
Right.
it's only the people
Two.
flanking it.
Okay.
Either way, you with a flick of the wrist, you launch this ball of fire toward the rat, and you hit it. Roll some damage for me. So it's 1d4
1d4.
plus your casting modifier, which is good.
And it's a 1 plus. So, what's the modifier?
Charisma is 3.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, so 4.
Okay, badly burned but still standing. That rat is looking charred, looking crispy. Anything else for your turn, or is that it?
I'll shoot another crossbow bolt for luck.
Sure. Okay, roll the attack.
And doesn't he need to reload his crossbow?
I think the hand crossbows is okay, but I'm going to check that.
Okay.
I don't think they have the loading property.
Our social game, I have to load mine. I thought it was longbows or normal bows.
The hand crossbow does not have the loading tray. Actually, no, I say that. Neither do any of the crossbows. I think that's a 5e thing again. I'm so sorry. Let's have a little look.
So I could load the crossbow as an action rather than
Yeah, you could.
ready for next time.
Yes.
Okay, I'll load it ready.
Okay. So that's the end of your turn. Now we're back round to sole surviving rat. Just going to go for another little nibble of some salad.
Bring it. Nimble dodge.
Oh, 10. Going hell for leather at you this time. Taking another bite. Natural 14 minus 4 to 10 plus 7 is 17 to hit.
17, he gets me.
Or 2 points of piercing damage. I need a fortitude save from you, please.
Natural 1, critical fail.
Okay.
Oh, this little salad guy.
As he bites into you, you don't feel too good.
Oh, no.
You are sickened 1.
Not again.
Sickened 1. What does sickened 1 do?
That's a very good question. I have some handy condition cards.
Ooh.
Stu's bought me a lot of toys to play with, and I'm very grateful. Sickened, you take a status penalty equal to your sickened value on all your checks and DCs. You can't willingly ingest anything, including potions.
Ooh.
You can spend an action retching in an attempt to recover, which lets you attempt a fortitude save against the effect that made you sick.
Okay.
On a success, reduce your sickened value by 1 or 2 on a critical success.
Okay.
So that's a -1 card for you there, sir.
How does a plant retch?
We're about to find out.
Oh my goodness. That's no fun.
By the way, that is the end of its turn, I believe.
There was 2 actions, wasn't
So third action, goes bite again. 12, minus 8 is 4, 11.
11, no good.
No, okay. That's the end of the rat's turn. We are round 2, Arbusto.
Busto. Oh, it don't feel so good. I'm gonna spend an action to retch all over this rat.
Okay.
Busto just falls forward and just starts coughing up twigs that's come tumbling out. It's like shaking a bush and a bird's nest falls out.
Okay, you can attempt your fortitude save.
That's more like it. Even with the penalty, that's a 20.
Okay, you spend a few seconds retching up all manner of nastiness from inside your guts.
Badger runs off.
That's where Timothy went. Unless I'm getting disease horribly wrong, I don't think that cures you. So lots of stuff comes out of you, but curiously, you don't feel any better.
Ooh, do I reduce the second condition? Alright, second 0 for now.
do.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll say for now you do suppress the sickened condition,
Okay.
but you still don't quite feel yourself.
Right, let's faint at this. I might just faint. Let's faint this rat. There we go, 17 on the die as a 23 against.
That is a natural 1.
And for 1, that is a critical. He is flat-footed to everyone for that 1 turn until my next round. And I've got 1 attack left. I've got 1 action left. I haven't attacked yet. So I'm going to bring it in with a rapier. Thank you, Bad Moon. Finally bringing it in with a 17 against his flat-footed AC.
That hits. Roll your
Yes.
damage plus your sneak attack.
There we go. Finally. So it's going to be a 1d6. I get a d6 of sneak attack as well. So we get to roll the skull die. So that is. It's a free RPG day die, which is a 1. So that's 4 points of damage.
Okay, Arbusto, tell me how you finish it.
Yes! There we go. As it reels back from the piles of refuse that are being vomited on it from the bush, suddenly a rapier just flashes out and skewers it through the middle. I hold it back and then just fling it away into the river.
Nice. Lovely. Okay, well done. You are out of combat. All the threats seem to have been dealt with.
Can I make a medicine check to cure Arbusto?
Do you have healer's tools? I believe you need those to do that.
I need a tree surgeon.
No, but there's only one of us.
I got some potion, but
No, I don't have. It's not in an adventurer's pack, is it? Is it in a champion's pack? Healer's kit.
No.
No, then.
There's a minor healing potion in the adventurer's pack.
Oh
What's
no,
that?
no. Healing kit is like basically like a first aid kit
Right.
rather than a potion. It's a physical healing
Okay.
rather than a magical one. Okay, I'll do. Lay on hands would cure sickness, wouldn't it?
Hang on, I'm just checking. Yeah, no, you do need healer's tools to attempt to treat the disease itself.
Okay, you should have bought those on the way. Never mind. I'm going to go and gift wrapped as well. No. Yeah, I'll get some on my way back to start. Anyway, yeah, lay on hands will.
Lay on hands. I think it's just hit points. But the book will correct me, I'm sure. Lay on hands. Your hands become infused with pods of energy. They restore 6 hit points, and they also gain a +2 bonus to AC for a round. Nothing about poison or disease.
No mercy is here. Oh boy.
I suspect Beardless is going to be the one who needs the most actual healing.
Yeah, I'm actually not that badly hurt.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Are you badly hurt, Neil? Otto?
I'm a bit hurt. More my feelings.
Aye, feelings. I own that.
So I'm more hurt than
Yeah.
hurt than a buster.
But Beardless is really hurt, isn't he?
You look at him. He's hurt. He's probably about half his hit points.
Yeah, I'll do lay on hand with Beardless.
Okay.
So he gets 6 hit points back. Is that right?
Thank you, my righteous friend. That's very nice. That's very kind of you.
That's fine. Just bears a trick sometimes. Yeah, you don't have to. Your choice. I'm joking.
Very well. It seems this is. It seems. Did you see their eyes when they attacked us?
Yeah.
There's something.
It was unnatural.
Yes, there's definitely something wrong here. Well, are you going to press on?
I mean, it would be pretty bad. I kind of wish we brought the old guy with us now.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's clearly, having somebody at the front and the back is quite successful. Yeah.
I'll go at the front.
I am undaunted by this.
Well, perhaps we should go back and get him.
We're here now. Push on.
Well, so I think we've solved the mystery pretty much, haven't we?
I can't see how it could possibly get any more dangerous than...
Yeah, 3 giant rats.
The worst thing that can possibly happen to anyone is big rats. Yes.
And we've dealt with it, so...
That's right, yeah.
Yes.
No, the glowing thing's still glowing. It's, let's solve that.
I shove the wrapping paper into Otto's hands. You've dropped this.
Oh, thank you.
Why did you even wrap it?
Well, I just told her it was a gift from my mother.
No,
This
it's
was
fine.
like a rapture. I had to say yes to her. I said, it cost me 2 copper coins. For nothing, for something I didn't even really want, just to
That is modern culture.
maintain the pretense.
Did anyone see where my badger went?
Yeah, you're going to pick that up.
Make a perception check.
That is natural waste. Natural 20!
Yeah, you see your badger. It's kind of clinging to the roof out in fear. It saw these rats and obviously it just come out of you. It's pretty terrified badger. It's kind of scurrying at the wall, is stuck there on the ceiling.
I dip my hat to it and say, "Go in peace, my friend. I will never forget the time we spent together."
The badger does not respond to you.
No, I don't speak badger. I mean, it was a total coincidence that it was there in the first place.
So you're not looking terribly well. I'm sorry, I can't do anything about that. But would a little resty help? I wouldn't mind a little resty. Because I actually wouldn't mind 10 minutes prayer to get my focus point back. Okay. Would rest help?
It will not. I don't think it'll help. Basically, I've got to wait until the next tick of it, until the next thing, and then I'll get to make another save to see what happens. That depends what the sort of onset time of it is. Hopefully, now that we've got through that bit, we've got like a day before it gets worse. But if I suddenly start looking like, if my eyes start glowing purple or I start sort of squeaking, just be aware.
They kill you on the spot.
Don't worry, I have my fire producing spell ready.
It'll set you on fire. What are friends for?
As you mention this the violet eyes again, you take a look further down the tunnel and you can see this pulsing purple light further down the tunnel in the direction that you were travelling.
Can I take a look at the rats, at the bodies, and just try and see if are these normal rats who seem to have been changed? Are they sort of magic? Are they completely alien looking?
Roll a nature check for me.
Okay. That's a 22.
Yeah, you can quite clearly see that these are normal rats that appear to have been corrupted in some way.
Has the light gone out of their eyes now we've killed them?
The light has gone out.
Okay. I think these creatures were here already or wandered in from the river and were corrupted somehow. Perhaps by the ghoul.
Oh.
We should be careful.
Yes.
We won't tread in the goo.
Press on.
Oh no.
Yes. Watching by his step, but yes, pressing on.
Do you want to pray to your god of beer and wine?
No, let's do that in the pub later. Yes.
An excellent suggestion. We press on.
Okay.
Keep
Are you sure? Because I'm quite happy to go and pray with you now.
Are you continuing on down the tunnel?
I think we are.
Yes, yes.
Same party order?
What does?
You're with me.
Yeah. What about you, Balon? You with us?
Of course I'm with you. Not going to miss a good adventure just because of some rats.
Draw my dad.
I think it means you're happy being right to the back.
Well, it worked out for us last time, but if
Not so much for you, you nearly got killed.
if somebody else wishes to take my place, I won't object.
No, I'm good.
All good. I'm happy with that.
Okay.
Funnily enough. Okay, so you continue further down this tunnel. Again, still being quite careful not to step directly in this pool of water. And you travel down the tunnel for another 75 feet. As mentioned before, it's quite a long tunnel you're in. And the tunnel leads through a broken wall of worked stone. A small stream the stream that feeds the river appears to emerge from kind of underneath this stone foundation, and the water here at this point, it's a thick, dirty grey. Like you wouldn't really be able to tell that it was water just by looking at it. In some areas, the rock walls of the tunnel have eroded away, and you can actually see some of these strange black pillars appearing through the other sides.
These look weird. Anybody know what these are?
Yes, there's strange black pillars.
I was wondering.
Okay.
They do appear to be metallic.
That is not natural.
How far away are we from them?
Oh, these have been kind of periodically in the wall.
Okay.
I'm going to tap one with the handle of the rapier.
Okay, you tap it. There's a slight sound of metal on metal. Nothing appears to happen.
It's a metal of some description. Are they magical?
Well, I did detect some magic. I'll try again. I'll do my magical detection. Detect magic.
You cast Detect Magic, and you get a strong feeling of magic from the room that you're about to enter. The pillars themselves don't radiate any magic.
Right.
We should take a look, I think.
My crossbow is loaded.
Yeah, I'm going to get the longbow ready.
Rapier and dagger out, and I'm going to go stealth.
Okay, roll me a stealth
Sneak
check.
up to the door. There's another 3 from the bad moon there. For a total of 8.
Okay, good to know that.
I'm so sneaky. Very sneaky. Oh shit, the badger's back.
Yeah, there is no door.
Okay.
It's kind of like, imagine a stone wall, a work stone wall. It's kind of broken.
Okay.
Inside.
Okay.
But you can see that this glowing light it appears in the chamber beyond you.
Okay. I very badly creep up to it and have a peer through to see what's going on in there.
Okay, you see as you sort of peek into this room, you see you're in quite a wide chamber. It's maybe 40 feet by 40 feet. It's a square room. More or less the dimensions of the tower that you'd seen from outside. So you gather that there's a good chance that you're in the basement of the Starsong Tower. What you see on your left immediately is a cracked stone altar that appears to be carved with religious iconography. It stands before a ruined statue of the goddess Yomade. The statue's head has been broken off, and black liquid flows from cracks in its body onto the floor. The liquid pools around a large black spire, very similar to these pillars that you've just seen on the outside, that juts out of the floor in the centre of the chamber and reaches upward like a great big claw. Stairs to the northeast lead up, and collapsed stone from the floor and walls of the level above spreads in the southeast corner of the chamber. And in the centre of the room, from the spire, from the claw spire itself, there's a beam of violet light shooting up that appears to be focused through a hole in the tower above. You also notice, lying on the floor, is what appears to be a human. They do not appear to have noticed you.
I turn around and just signal to everyone else, one person, and then creep very slowly towards them across the room.
Okay.
This is a terrible idea.
As you start to move into the room, you get a better look at this individual. And they're lying on the ground, sort of arms outstretched towards this spire, almost as though they're in prayer or worship of some kind. And you take a look at what she's wearing, and she's wearing very similar armour to Balin.
Interesting. God. I put my weapons behind my back and just approach and excuse me, miss.
She shoots up.
Are you here to worship the light as well?
See, this is why we are here.
Yes,
We are here to worship the light, are we not?
Come.
Just me.
Come join me, come join me.
And she motions for you to come and join her.
How long have you been worshipping the light here?
As long as I can remember.
And you get a better look, and as she turns to face you, you see that her eyes are totally black, like a glossy black.
Oh God.
And this strange black ichor, very similar to what you saw in the water, is leaking from her eyes all down her face.
That's a really good idea that we're doing here. I see it's had quite the effect on you.
Yes, come, worship the light. The light always wants new followers. Come, I'll show you.
That's a very good idea. Please show me how you worship the light.
And she gets back down into the same position that you saw her in a second ago, and she resumes her prayer or meditation or whatever she was doing.
I stand behind her looking as cute as possible and kind of glance over at the wall where everyone else is. And then shrug and just hit her on the back of the head with the pommels of both weapons.
Okay. Roll me an attack.
That's the voice that GMs do when the players do something really stupid.
Oh, you're doing that!
It's when you've gone into the sidebar of the adventure of like, they won't do this, but if they do.
When you say you hit him with the pummels, does that mean you're going for non-lethal?
Yeah,
damage?
that's the idea. I'm going for a knockout here.
Yeah.
That is a 21 against slap-footed.
Roll damage. with sneak attack because she's prone on the floor.
Excellent. I'm going to take some of that. Snake eyes! Thank you for that. So 3 points of damage.
Regardless, from looking at her, you gather that she was in quite a weakened state beforehand. And as you sort of just dink her gently on the back of the head, she collapses face down.
Cool. I look back to the crack in the wall. It's clear! And wave in.
Could I take a knowledge religion check to see if I know what's going on with all this
Sure, you
statue
can.
and black eye leaking everywhere?
Roll a religion check.
Oh shit. 11.
Okay, yeah. You can't really gain much from what you can see. There's something nagging in the back of your head. A story that some of the folk around Heldren used to tell. You can't quite place it. Something to do with a crusade of some kind.
I'll share that for what it's worth.
Augusto kind of gestures at the person on the floor and just shrugs. As if, didn't know what to do.
Balin eventually brings up the rear and calls out to you.
Well, I'll go in too.
Yeah. Calls out. Have you found something?
See?
Oh, light be praised. Yes. That's one of mine.
Oh, good.
Good. See, I
Is-
used to do that.
Was she like this when you found her?
See.
Roll a deception.
Cracked die. It's worse. That's only a 10.
He sort of looks around. He doesn't see your daggers because you've hidden them behind your back. And he goes, "Oh my, well, I do hope she's all right." And he goes down to turn her over. And as he turns her over and he sees the face, God, what's wrong with her?
It's weird face. I think the same thing that happened to the rats.
She wasn't like that before.
Alice,
That's true. We don't know.
Alice, can you hear me? And he starts slapping her to try and wake her up. She starts to stir.
He's definitely the first person in this room to hit her. I got to say that.
Did she have the glowy eyes thing? Or was it just
It's just like.
The eyes were kind of just glossy black.
Oh no, this is the character.
No, it's the black things.
So it's not the same then? No. Can I take a medicine check to see what might be wrong with her?
Sure, roll medicine check.
Oh, that's better. 22.
You take a second to examine her, and particularly around her eyes where this stuff is pouring from, and you gather that whatever has happened to her isn't natural, but it definitely seems to be as a result of exposure to whatever this substance is, or perhaps this room. You don't know.
I think the best thing to do is to get her out of here. I don't think this place is corrupted. So.
This is a good idea, but who is this god with no head?
You recognise, from the rest of the shape, you recognise this as Yomade.
Well, it was Yomadai, but it's not anymore.
There's some strange thing happening here. So the goo is coming. It's just coming out of the cracks, isn't it? It's not like there's not pipes or anything. It's not being mechanically delivered.
Yeah, it just seems to be oozing out of the rock of the statue.
Is the head around anywhere?
You gather that some of the rubble on the floor used to be the head.
So can't just pick it up and plonk it back on there.
This is some bad mojo.
This is not very good. What is there leading off of this room? Or is this
There's the staircase, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a staircase to the northeast leading up, and that's it. Aside from where you came in.
Is the door on this the door that we chose not to go through because it had a glow and everybody who went through it disappeared? Is that on this level?
You don't see a door.
Okay, so we need to go further up there.
I need to go up.
What do we do?
Oh, so we're at basement level, aren't we?
See.
We need to get up to ground level.
Do we
yes. But underground.
Do we send her outside first, or?
Yes, no, yes. I don't know.
We could tie her up.
Yes, good idea. Yes.
I think, yeah, because then we'll go up to the ground level and go out that door and
Yes.
we'll have solved the mystery by then, so we'll just take her along with us. Who's going to carry her?
Well, just leave it down here but tied up. We'll come back for it later.
The classic adventuring solution.
Yes, we'll leave it ahead.
Nothing bad can happen to anyone when you're not watching them. Ever.
As you say this, Balin says, "Yes, okay, it seems like a good idea, but if you don't mind, she is one of my guards. I'd like to stay here and make sure she's all right."
I had a feeling you were going to say that. Yes.
Well, I'm not sure you'd be much use to her, really. I mean, maybe you'd be more useful to us. We'll come back for it later.
No, we should.
Because there's 5 or 6 other guards are lying around somewhere, aren't there? We need to.
We send them back down to you when we find them.
Yes. You make camp here and we'll be fine.
All right. Well, don't be too long. If you're more than an hour, I'll assume something bad's happened to you as well.
He was the worst. A lot.
I'd rather you didn't.
And then, having assumed the worst, what will you do? Will you leave by the tunnel, or will you come after us? Or
Well, I'll get Alice out of here, and then I'll return, possibly with more adventurers. Who knows? There seem to be a lot of them in these parts at the moment.
Yeah. It's a busy town. It's just been this pile of adventurers. Yes, okay, off we go.
Before we head up the stairs, can you give me a perception check?
Yes.
It's a 13 for Augusto.
Okay.
8.
so is it 13 plus?
Plus your perception.
Oh right. So
Plus 4 for perception, so 17.
Oh, okay, yeah, 17.
Okay. Again, Otto and Augusto, you notice as you're turning to lead upstairs, on the altar with the broken statue, there is what appears to be a golden bowl and a statue of Yomade. You feel like they might be worth something.
Ka-ching!
That's what I was just thinking, yes.
You want the statue or the bowl?
I'll take the bowl.
Okay, take the statue.
You take
So is that a ball or a bowl?
a bowl.
Like a collection dish.
That sort of thing.
Nothing over there.
Yeah, what are you talking about down there?
Okay.
Nothing, I'm just readjusting my rucksack.
Hero stuff.
Okay.
Okay. So you climb the stairs.
Yes, we do.
Okay. You climb up the stairs to the northeast, and as you come into this room, the first thing you see, again, you can see this strange violet light, seemingly coming up from the hole in the centre of the room, from the ground. At the back of the room, kind of in front of you to your right, there is quite a large ornate throne. And that is flanked along the length of the room with some statues of they appear to be heroic figures. Swords raised high and shields aloft, all that sort of thing. Around the walls, there is quite a lot of rotting plaster. So whatever decoration was once done to this place starts to rot away, and you can see beneath it there's a number of mosaic motifs running all the way around the inside. Stairs to the northwest, so on the opposite side of the room, lead up, and the stairs that you just come down obviously lead down. The floor and ceiling have collapsed in the southeast corner, so the rubble you saw beforehand and the roof above you have all collapsed into itself. And you look up and there's another hole in the ceiling. It seems like this place has been designed to funnel this energy of some kind.
What was this place before it was whatever it is now? Do we know?
Sour.
Yes, but it must have been built for something. What did the villagers use it for?
You can give me an intelligence check.
That will not go well. I can tell you that.
It's better than me making it.
That's a 15.
Okay. You think for a second, from some of the stories that you picked up on, it's largely legend lore. You gather that when this place was first built, it was. You're not entirely sure why it was built, but you know that it was at one point reclaimed by an order of knights loyal to Yomade, who basically they conquered some evil within the tower, and then they transformed it into a place of holiness and a place of light that acted as a beacon and a calming influence on the town.
So it is a beacon. I relate to the group. So perhaps this beacon has been reclaimed by whatever was here before.
This is evil that's returned. Not good.
We should examine the room.
Okay.
And the throne.
As you start to move into the room, the smell of rotting flesh hits your nostrils. A sweet smell of decaying meat. And you take a closer look, and you can see 3 vaguely humanoid shapes on the floor in front of you.
Are they ready to vote?
So, Balin, are they wearing the same? You recognise these?
Balin is downstairs.
Oh, of course he is, yes.
But you look at the armour, and the way the light glints on it, they look pretty similar.
I've got a feeling they're dead, but not dead.
I don't like this.
I was afraid you'd say something like that.
Sort of a not deadish. Yes.
Can you see if they are breathing from here?
How far away from them are you?
A safe distance. I am not going anywhere near.
That's right, I'll go and check.
Alright.
And I'm going to put, before I do, I'm going to put away the bow and draw the rapier.
Sure.
It's stupid, but I'm not that
Draw hand crossbow.
Yeah, I'll go with the rapier drawn.
Okay.
To check.
You step forward to check what might remain of these possibly lost souls, and as you get within 10 feet of the first one, there is a roar, and 2 of the bodies, including the one nearest to you, will shift and stand up. And as they turn to face you, you see a familiar violet light burning in their eyes.
Strides, violet zombies.
They're not necessarily unfriendly.
Let's all roll some initiative, folks.
They're friendly.
Let's not do something with my Oh! Okay.
I take it I can't look cute to the zombies.
They're mindless, sadly.
Damn it.
What are we rolling here?
Perception.
Perception. $12.
So 12 for Otto.
6 for Elwyn.
26. Wow. 20 on the die.
Okay. And that, folks, is where we'll leave it for this session.
Hey, bring it on. Zombie time.
Damn.
Tales from the 20 Side is a Feeble Films production in association with Juicy Falls, music by Nazar Ryback from hooksounds.com, editing by Stu Jackson. Find us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram by searching Tales from the 20 Side or by visiting talesfromthe20side.com.